Allez, bonjour Laryssa. On va voir ce que ça donne, hein. C'est donc un très grand test. On va partir sur un original game plus. C'est-à-dire que tu peux utiliser les pouvoirs de corbeau et tout ça. Parce que voilà, j'avais envie. Parce que ceux de Billy ils sont stylés, mais je peux pas vivre sans le blink, donc voilà. Et on va direct partir sur du Riard, n'est-ce pas? Parce qu'on n'est pas des gros PD. Voilà. Oh.
My name is Billy Lurk, though there aren't many people who remember. For years, I stayed hidden, captain of a ship called the Dreadful Whale. I was a smuggler, fence, and maybe traitor, depending on who you ask. Our names are always overshadowed by the words whispered after them. If you hide from the world long enough, eventually nobody remembers you. Then you're alone, living with your choices. But I could never forget the man who pulled me up from nothing. Dowd, the Knife of Dunwall. A name called out by the desperate or the dying. The assassin who ended one empress and saved another. Shame burns inside you for a long time. When I betrayed Dowd, he let me live. I left Dunwall and my own name behind. For years, I wondered if I was worth forgiving.
No.
For years, I laughed at myself for even wanting a killer's forgiveness. Sometimes mercy cuts deeper than any knife. Now I know that forgiving is something you do for yourself as much as for the people who hurt you. I know Dowd is in Karnaca, and I'm going to find him.
Yes.
Every night for weeks, the same terrifying dream. A street fight, my arm dead and lying in the gutter, my eye gouged out by a Grand Guard sword. But when I wake up, they still hurt for hours. Gives me the creeps.
Parce qu'il te les manque vraiment.
This always brought me a little comfort. You stole this for me, didn't you, Deirdre? Now it's all I have left of you. Another relic from the old days. Still holds an edge, at least. That boxing club in the Albarca Baths is my last lead. Dowd has to be there.
Alors ça, c'est un truc qui me perturbe trop, genre t'as encore ton bras et tout, t'es là, mais... Je l'avais pas perdu dans... Dishonored 2. Voilà. Bref. Ah. Est-ce que... Hein? Je joue bien. Allez. Tu veux que je te fasse la lecture? Je vais devoir te faire la lecture. Hein. Alors, dans les contrats... Ah, nice. Oui, on peut faire des contrats. Et ça nous donne de la petite thune. Très bien. Bon, je sais, comme j'ai déjà fait, faut que je bute chien. Ah non, que je le brûle. Ouais, du coup, que je le tue avant, c'est plus sympa. Et que je casse de l'alcool. Très bien.
Burglary, spying, picking pockets. Dowd taught me more than just killing. It can keep me afloat. For now.
J'aime bien Dowd. Alors, forgiven. I wouldn't have blamed Emily for killing me. Ah, for killing me then and there. Bring down an empress and everything gets thrown into chaos. A lot of people got hurt, but it was worse than that, wasn't it? I helped kill her mother, well. That's 2 times I was spared, but at least I got to put it right. Is this how Dowd feels? Bah, j'espère qu'il est encore en vie, en effet. Putain, là je peux pas y aller avec la manette, faut que je glisse avec ma petite molette de souris. My dreams are getting worse too, stronger. Sometimes I stare at my right arm like it shouldn't be there, and my head hurts like I'm blinded by blood. I started to write it all down just to keep a handle on it. 2 weeks until I'm back in Karnaca, the longest 2 weeks in my life. If I even make it, the engine is rattling bad. Oh mais putain, c'était pas possible. My old self again. It felt good to say the name. Even better to hear it, and now it's on every corner of Karnaca. Wanted. Billy Lurk. Bitch. I've been sending out messages to my contact in the city, following up on sightings and rumors, but nothing yet. I even listen to the rats. Sometimes they know things others don't, and their voices remind me so much of Deirdre. Putain, ça c'est tellement dur. Deirdre. Bref, la meuf elle parlera, tout va bien. I found the old man's wanted posters in a trunk. Now I'm looking for doubt, just like all of Dunwall was years ago. I hope I have more luck than they did. Putain, mais elle écrit beaucoup. A long shot. One last lead. An underground boxing club of all places. The doubt could be fighting there. Maybe another dead end, but I have to be sure. I tried to pump out the engine room, but no use. My ship's dead in the water. Megan Foster would have been furious. But I am not. I've got other things to care about now. Ok, très bien. Bien, bien, bien. Oh, trop stylé. Est-ce que tu veux vraiment que je te livre tout? Au pire, tu zapperas, hein? Voilà. Alors, Sokolov establishes studio in Tivia. Renowned natural philosopher and painter Anton Sokolov returned to Tivia this week, after years of retirement in Karnaka. Oui. Sokolov, whose invention and technological marvels of fame throughout the Isles were greeted with the fanfare and panoply due to a national hero. A parade is honor culminated in a festival on Mastrov Square in Dapovka, where Sokolov gave a brief speech announcing the establishment of his studio. When asked about his future plans, the inventor responded, "I've already done enough for several lifetimes." C'est pas faux. The inventor was overwhelmed by the infernal noise of the parade and left the celebration early. He gave no indication whether or not his studio will accept apprentices. Comme Delilah, bien sûr. Super.
Good to see the old man made it up north. I was lucky to know him. I wonder what poor soul is dealing with him now.
Le mec, quelle salope. Oui, il est un peu spécial, on est d'accord, mais quand même. Alors, Empress Emily Caldwin moves to heal fractured empire. Renovation projects in the Tower District are finally underway as the last funeral rites were performed for High Overseer Yul Kulan and the brothers of the Fate who died in an attempt to retake Dunwall Tower from the now deposed usurper Delilah Copperspoon. Salope. The Abbey of the Everyman has spent the last several months consecrating and interring the remains of the fallen, while also removing dangerous and heretical objects from the Imperial Palace. C'est vrai qu'elles ont foutu le bordel, ces witches-là, bande de salopes, c'était dégueulasse. With representative from the Isle beside her, Empress Emily Caldwin issued a statement yesterday morning, urging unity in the wake of this great tragedy. Ah non, j'allais faire une voix de pute, c'est pas une pute, pardon, toi tu l'aimes bien. Merde. The Empire's strength is in its diversity of thoughts and action. Working together, there is nothing we can't accomplish. We are pleased to reassert our partnership with the sovereign nations of Morley, Zirconos and Tivia for our mutual peace and prosperity. Hein? Je ferai une balle. Hein? Allez. Following this proceeding, several Imperial proclamations have been issued with the aim to restore trading networks and communication across the Isles. Several large-scale public works have been announced with architectural firms in Zirconos and Morley already competing for the commissions. Voilà, très bien.
So, Her Imperial Highness is back on the throne. If she knew what I was doing now,
grâce à Bibi.
she'd probably try me for treason. Is this what you would have looked like, my sweet Deirdre? I would have died soon after you, if it hadn't been for Dowd.
Très bien. Allez, est-ce qu'on peut jouer maintenant?
Everyone in Dunwall was afraid of him then, but not me. That club is run by a gang that call themselves the Eyeless. They claim to fight using black magic. If that's true, then Dowd might be involved.
Alors, Eyeless remain eyesore for our city. 2 raids by the Grand Guard occurred last night, resulting in few arrests as investigations continue into the activities of the gang known as the Eyeless. Sorry for my very good English. Je fourth. Both raids were conducted on derelict warehouses in the campus Cette dockyards. Several shipments of railbone were found at both scenes, along with many carved talismans familiar on sailing ships. These trinkets trinkets marked with strange insignias were collected along with various unidentified powders, noxious plants, and vials of unknown liquids. Though these items add credence to rumors of black magic being practiced by the eyeless, the Grand Guard has not called for overseer support. Roving Vice Overseer Cardoza of the Everyman, when reached for command, stressed the spiritual danger of carved bone shard, and, if found, to bring them directly to your nearest overseer outpost for inspection and disposal. Super. He gave no further remarks on the Grand Guard's ongoing investigation. Très bien. Putain, ça va être très très long, hein. Tu as le droit de zapper.
I've been searching for
merde.
months.
Attends.
I know you're here, Dowd. Somewhere.
Tu sais qui c'est qui habite là? C'est génial. Oui, 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 oui. Voilà. Alors je sais, du coup, si tu veux zapper, tu peux, mais en fait, je trouve ça trop triste sans lire les notes. Alors je pourrais les lire dans ma tête, mais du coup, c'est un gros monde blanc. Voilà. Donc, tu peux sans autre zapper, pardon. Évidemment. Notes about a bark bath. Went to see old Match again, traded some old whalebone and a bit of hair, not mine for information, très bien. She's making charms for the eyeless now. Good clients, pay regular. Left before Match tried to pick my pocket. Super la pote. Some witches from the Royal Conservatory joined the eyeless. Powerless now. None from the Bigmore days who would remember me at last. No reason to think they look twice if I go in like anyone else. Are these people just messing around, or is there something I'm not seeing? Think I lost my pocket knife. Madge? Curse that old woman! Capped now with doubts at the alpaca bath until I go check it out for myself. Last lead I got.
Dowd's had the mark of the outsider in his hand for as long as I've known him. I've gone through every gang-infested slum asking after this, and no one would tell me a thing.
Okay. Reply from Isabel. Megan, you must be pretty desperate if you're writing to me about this. Yeah, I saw him. He set up a meeting to buy some of this funny explosive that fell up the back of a carriage a few months ago. I waited for him, but he never showed up. Sorry, I can't be any more help. I haven't seen or heard from him since. Put me in a real blind. Isabel. Also, hey, you were kind not to mention it, but I didn't forget I still owe you for that case of fig wine after what happened last time. Give me 2 more months. I swear I get it to you.
Karnaca is full of secrets. If I have any clues about where Dowd is, it's because he let me find them.
Reply from Ketrick. Dearest Megan, what an intriguing message. Who's this then? An old lover? Forgive me, but he doesn't really seem your type. But if you must, I heard a rumor that a few months ago from some gentleman that a man looking like that had been spied with those bizarre eyeless. I've filed that piece of gossip away just in case it was important. Lucky you. When are you coming back here? Make it soon. We miss you. We have some of that tobacco use. Like, stored away just in case you visit. Loving you always. E.V. Ketrick. Est-ce qu'il kiffe un peu Megan, lui, hein? Reply from T. Billy, or Megan, or whatever you go by these days. I don't know anymore. It was easy to pretend we didn't know each other when you were Megan. We're good to respect both our new lives and not dredge up bad memories. So what are you doing? Yeah, I saw him 2 years ago here in Karnaca. He even asked after you. I said I hadn't seen you since that night in the flooded district. I'm sure you know why I lied. He never stopped killing, you know. He's got the same old grudges. I just hope you're not one of them. T. Je sais pas du tout qui c'est. T. Sûrement quelqu'un d'important, j'en sais rien. Oh. Est-ce que tu as aussi ce tic d'ouvrir toujours les tiroirs? The Knife of Dunwall. Extract from Penny Novel, Chapter 3. Dowd stared at the blade. The plan had gone perfectly. Even better than he could have hoped. In fact, the whole thing had been too easy. But now that that was over, he felt hollow, and there was nothing in the world that could fill him again. He knew it with a certainty that scared him. Billy called from the next room. Boss? Leave me. Attends, putain, il a une voix tellement cancéreuse. Non, j'arriverai pas à le faire, je vais me niquer la gorge. He nudged the door closed before she could say anything else. He trusted her more than any of them, but he didn't feel like talking. Cleaning the blood from the blade, he studied the mark it's made on the cloth. Royal blood, but it looked the same as any he'd seen before. Weren't the high and mighty supposed to be filled with something different? Something better? Dowd was tired. No amount of blood could change the way he felt. He didn't drink as a general rule, and sex had never interested him. He felt a kind of exhaustion that couldn't be soothed away. A smile crept across his mouth. The knife was off the wall, exhausted, and yet something else. What was it he was feeling exactly? Putain, j'ai bugué, je m'excuse. He'd looked into Jasmine Caldwin's eyes at the moment her life slipped away, and in that moment a thought occurred to him. He'd made a mistake. He'd been misled. That kind of thinking was useless. She was just as dead, whether he regretted it or not. But he'd seen his true face reflected in her eyes, seen himself for what he really was. Not a renowned assassin, not some great shaper of history, just another playing piece in an unknowable game. Tristesse. Ah putain, j'ai pu écrire un truc qui criait la tristesse. Ah. Abandoned letter to the Empress. Your Imperial Highness, thank you for the gift. Why your generosity is... to Empress Emily Caldwin. I don't want your coin. Lady Emily, I can't take your coin after what I did. I'm trying to find a way to make peace. Dear Emily, I wish... Voilà. To do. Men vest, seal hatch, bullets, whiskey. Bravo madame. Ça, je pense que c'est une lettre que tu lui fais si jamais t'as joué avec elle et pas avec Corbeau. Ah, d'accord. Oh putain. Regarde comment c'est trop beau. Je vais aller devant là. Oh. Oh. C'est un peu tristoun mais c'est trop stylé. D'accord. Oui. Du coup avec la qualité de l'enregistrement je sais pas si tu verras grand chose. Hein. J'espère que oui. Ça sera ton test, n'est-ce pas? On verra.
This station hasn't been used for years. Hiding the dreadful whale wasn't easy, but it's safe so far.
Les petits rats. On peut écouter les petits rats. C'est super bizarre.
The friend listens. The friend hears us. One of us. But ugly and big. Still friend.
Putain, ils ont dit que j'étais moche. Oh, c'est pas gentil. C'est pas parce que je suis noire que je suis moche, putain. Oh. Allez, je vais arrêter ce premier enregistrement, je pense. Avant de commencer la nouvelle mission. On va voir ce que ça donne. Hein.